15th today, and I'm about to go down to my garage and harvest a few peppers and maybe some herbs. I'm not sure yet, but I know I need to get some peppers because I'm making chili tonight. And so I wanted to show you guys too what's growing in my house. So right here are some Kaffir limes that have fallen off of my tree. My tree kind of lets me know when it's ready to harvest. So here are 7 limes. I have been making a lot of red curry paste with the limes. I'm going to go ahead and zest these up, and I will use this in my red curry paste, and I'm going to make a lot. I'm going to make a big batch of it and just put it about 2 ounces, 2.5 ounces in little freezer bags, and I'll have that in my freezer, and I can use that to make red curry throughout the winter. Okay, so let me show you what else I have growing. Okay, here's my lemongrass, and those of you who have followed my channel for a while, you know I just harvest this in the fall, and then I grow a few stalks over the winter, and then I'll transplant this out in the spring. So here it's just growing. I actually need to trim it off a little bit. I'll show you the roots real quick. And I'm also putting some of this in some pots, some containers. So I may just go ahead and move this out of my windowsill earlier this year than I normally do. And then I'm doing a little experiment there. I'll share that with y'all if it turns out to be interesting. And then just a couple of things I'm propagating. Okay, and then over here, here's the lime tree, and it is loaded with limes. I have, like I said, been really enjoying these. And so there they are. And I'll probably trim this back after the lime harvest. I usually like to trim it back when it's outdoors, but I think today, next time I do my lime harvest, I will go ahead and just trim it back to get it at a more manageable size, the size that it's supposed to be. I just kind of let it really grow tall this time, but I don't normally let it get that tall. So anyway, and then down here I went ahead and I planted some green onion because I'm so tired of not having green onion around. I just like them when they're young, and the ones at the grocery store are so big that I don't really like cooking with those as much. So I decided I'm just going to go ahead and grow them indoors in the winter when I don't have them outside. So, and then I have a couple of other cuttings I've just stuck down in there that are growing along. And over there is my, it doesn't look too good, it's the French tarragon that I grew from a propagation. So that was the only one I propagated this year, and it's doing okay. I think it'll be fine come spring if I cut it back and then it gets a lot of new growth. I think it'll be just fine. And then marjoram right here, and parsley, and then here's some more French tarragon, and I had to cut that back. I guess it's been a month ago now, and it has just popped back and responded very well. So it looked terrible when I brought it in. It just started to die back. That's typical, very typical of how French tarragon does. So I cut it back and it's doing real well. And then here's another citrus bush, and it has a little bit of citrus on there. And so it smells so wonderful. Those of you who grow citrus, you know when it blooms how good it smells. So it's like a little air freshener for the house. So I've been enjoying that. Let me show you what else I've got. Over here is just a little system I've been designing for about 2 years now. Seems like I have to constantly tweak it. So I'm thinking I'm really close to being finished with this, and I can't wait to show you guys. So it'll probably be about 2 or 3 more months before I'm done and able to put a video together on it. But I think it'll be a really nice thing to show everyone how they can grow something indoors, especially if they don't have a deck or a yard or some way to grow herbs and lettuce and spinach and that kind of thing. That's mainly what this is going to be for. Of course, you can see here I've already started a lot of seedlings, a lot of more green onions, a lot of basil, dill, parsley, Italian parsley. Here are some lettuce starts, and I'm also growing a wasabi arugula, so I'm hoping that's going to germinate for me indoors. Last year I planted it outdoors and it didn't germinate. And then some basil. This right here I picked up at the grocery store. I put it over here so I could use it. And at the grocery store they have a lot in one pot, so I like that too. I'm used to thinning out my basil and that kind of thing, but I like how this is because the leaves are real small and fresh and fragile. I don't like a real mature basil where the leaves are tough and leathery. So I'm going to try to actually do that with some of these other basils here and see how those work out. Okay, so let me show you what else I've got. This is a northwest facing window, and it doesn't get a lot of light, but I think it'll be fine for this little 2-year-old Kaffir lime tree that I'm growing from seed. And then, as I mentioned, I'm putting some lemongrass in some containers, so they're doing real well in here, and I think this will be just fine until spring. And then I also started some more green onion again from seed right there. And then over here are just some kale starts, and I'm hoping that I can move these into some individual containers and put them in my garage within the next few weeks, because they're not getting enough sun here. As you can see, they're really stretching, and I don't like to see that. So I will be moving those out most likely into the garage where I think they'll get more sun, the south facing window. Okay, so let's go down to the garage. So it's around noon. This will give you an idea of the sun exposure in the garage on the little plants that I have here. So they're just hanging in there. My idea is for them not to thrive and to produce fruit or anything, just to kind of keep them alive until spring. But the nice thing is I do get some fruit. So I'm going to go ahead and do a pepper harvest here. And let's see what else I can show you here. Over here I have some seeds that are drying. I have some of the Russian mammoth sunflower heads that I harvested over the summer, and I have some red giant mustard seed, and then some dill. Then there's the other window in the garage, and I just have a galangal plant there, and then the Meyer lemon tree has a couple of fruit on it. I need to get that too, but I'll probably just leave that on there for now. And I harvested some for Thanksgiving, so that was fun to come down here and get some fresh citrus. So I usually just put 1 or 2 plants over there because that's the side of the garage that I typically will park. That's where I'll park, so I need to make it easy to move those around. Okay, so let me go ahead and open this door and we'll get to harvesting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the poblano pepper here. Are just tons of ghost peppers. I have gotten more peppers off of that little plant. I'm going to pick just a few off of here because I think it will help the plant if I just take them off. Okay, this is my jalapeno pepper plant. It could look better, but I think it'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and actually move it so it starts getting a little bit more sun over here. Okay, so it's hard to see the peppers, I know, because of the leaves, but hopefully you can see some of these. There's one that's starting to turn a little bit red. I think I'll let it turn red. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's turning a little bit red. Actually, no, I'm going to go ahead and just pick it. I'd rather get them when they're green and not cracking, and when it turns red, it's going to crack on me. And I'll leave just a couple on there. And then whenever I come down here, I like to go ahead and get a little bit of rosemary. I'm not sure if these little shears will cut this woody stem or not. It did. Good. I like to have it in my window when I want it. That way I don't have to run down here and get it. Okay. There are the peppers that I ended up with. And now I want to show you my tree. So there is a galangal plant, and it's doing real well down here. And then over here is a little Kaffir lime that I'm growing from seed. And I need to do something about that soil. It looks like there's some mold or something's growing on it. I think I put coffee grounds on there, and it ended up growing some kind of mold. So anyway, it's down here in the garage and not in my house, thank goodness. And then the Meyer lemon tree, which I am going to try to move that into a container maybe next year and start giving it a little bit more attention. It stays down here and it's been neglected, as I've told y'all before. But it does have some little lemons popping up on there, so that's good. And then, of course, you know, I have a couple on the other side here. I have those couple there that I can actually go ahead and get them, but I like to just leave them on until I need it. That's when I like it, because I feel like if I pick them, I've got to use them, and I like them when they're fresh picked. So we'll just leave those on there for now. Alrighty, well thanks for watching. I hope you all have had a wonderful fall. Winter is right around the corner. It'll be here probably within the week. So I don't have much growing in my other garden down there. I'm not even sure if any greens have survived. I haven't been keeping it covered this year, so just kind of tending to what I've got in my house has been keeping me busy and cooking for the holidays. Of course, that's my favorite thing to do. So thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day.